Welcome back to our fifth week, the fifth module, being safe for others. I just want to start out by saying that, man, I'm really proud of you. This is the fifth week. I've given a lot of homework, a lot of work for you to do, and if you've been doing that, you're doing work and accomplishing things that a small minority of couples out there do or ever do. And so, as you continue to process this, you're going to find that you're going to reach levels of relationship, levels of intimacy you never could have imagined possible. So let's hang in here. Let's learn this time. For those of you, I hope both of you are watching this, but those of you who have violated trust, that this is how you're going to be safe for others and build that back. And I'm going to break it all down for you and show you how to do this. I've been teaching this for years. It really is great. So we're looking at the fifth module, being safe for others. It's the precursor to relational trust, which is coming up last. And so we build, as you see, we've built every week, one on top of the other. Now, in this first session we're going to cover is what is required to be a safe person. In other words, how do I show up? What does it take for me to be safe to show up for other people in my world? My son, or our children, or my spouse, or others in my life, the people that I counsel, all the way through the people I work with. How do I do this? What does it require? And discover what drives me at times to be unsafe. You get a handle on that, it's going to really help you in being safer. All right, now here's some of the qualities of safe people. Safe people are not defined by the past. In other words, if they have gone through abuse, they've been victimized, or they've failed at certain things, they don't continue to leave that as a label in their life today. They do whatever is required to get past that. They move beyond those experiences, and they learn from past mistakes and change. They adjust. They get better at whatever they're doing. And so, listen, safe people do not continue to be defined by their past. Then they're authentic. Safe people are authentic. They show up, and what you see is what you get. They don't have hidden agendas. They don't carry secrets. They don't manage skeletons. They don't keep skeletons. You see it. You don't have to guess. You don't have to go find out. You don't have to investigate. Safe people are authentic. Now, they're confident too. It takes confidence to show up naked at the show up place and don't hide. It takes confidence. First of all, that person who is safe wants as opposed to needing. Adults want. They want other people in their lives. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good. But when we come with a need, that I need somebody in my life, I'm needy. A part of that is that, the young, when you're young and you leave somebody, here's what I'll say, and I've heard, if you're young and you leave a person, then that other person, that young person, will chase you. You leave an adult, and that other adult will go find somebody to replace you. They don't play the game. So as you begin to look at this sense of confidence of who you are and liking who you are, then you're going to want somebody in your life, not need somebody. And the second thing is that self-doubt is not a default position. Now, yes, you may have times and occasions where you doubt what you're doing, but it's not a default place. Safe people don't default there. Now, they inspire their spouse or partner. They don't seek to change them, to manipulate them, or to do whatever else. Safe spouses, safe people show up authentically, in full disclosure, and they seek their own change. This is my stuff. I own it. I will do what I need to do to change. That's what a safe person does. Now, each one steps into the arena. Now, you got two people in this relationship. I'm trusting the two people watching this now, that each of you step into the arena of a relationship, into what I call the show-up place, and is present in that relationship. Now, it takes practice, it takes work, but you know when somebody's there and it's not there. That's really safe to know that my spouse is there with me in the show-up place. Real. Not hiding anything. Now, both do the work necessary to be present. My wife and I both have done work. Couples that I've worked with have done a lot of work to come to the show-up place and be present. Now, they also recognize this. This is a process. What you're looking for is progress, not perfection. You can't wait for everything to be perfect to step into this arena, to step into the show-up place. Now, they learn to give freely. They don't coerce something they need. They invite. Would you be willing to? Do you have it to give? And they don't give when they're not asked. And they enjoy reciprocity. It's a give and take relationship where they enjoy that back and forth. They allow room to excel and contribute in the relationship. They rejoice and celebrate each one of their contributions and giftings into a relationship. Now, safe people let go of wrongs and forgive. Now, for some of us, we've been really hurt and wounded, and it takes work. But recognizing that forgiveness is a process, and I continue to work on this goal, that I can get there. And you'll see my work. The safe people show that they're continually going towards this goal, and they don't carry grudges or resentment. Because to be a short person, in the short place within, if you're going to show up with this, with what are you showing up with? You got to ask yourself, who am I when I come to this short place? What am I bringing to this? Am I safe when I come here to this short place? If I am, then maybe I'm treasuring something really special here between the two of us. Now, if I come in shame, if I come unsafe, then typically our reactions are either shrink, we've talked about this in the past, or we puff up and we become really big. Oftentimes, not very safe to be around. Now, when that happens, we're down the rabbit hole, remember that, and we suddenly are like, we begin to try to compensate for our inner reality. We feel small, we feel voiceless, we feel, incompetent, weak. And so we begin to try to make up that difference. And we get into control. We run around like our hair's on fire, or we pout and we do things. But out of this fear, we lash out at others. That's not being safe. When we're in our child self, when we have regressed back into our child state, we're not anybody to stand up to come to the short place with. We're not safe. When that happens, then we cast shame, judgment, criticism, bullying, dismissment or disrespect, or worse, disinterest in the other, and trying to control them. When we do that, we're not safe for anybody doing this. It's a desperate place. Now, you alone are responsible for what you bring to the short place. You have to be. You take your own inventory. You decide on what you're showing up with and why, how am I doing. I cannot, that line in the middle of the short place is that I can't take care of what's on the other side of that line, but I can be responsible for what I bring to the short place. Now, you're alone to be responsible for your behavior. You cannot say things like, you mustn't say, when you say, you make me angry, or you make me so frustrated, or you make me sad, you're coming into the relationship as a victim, as a child. You're giving up your own responsibility for your stuff to others. So let go of bitterness. Clean up your side of the street. Clear up resentments. Deal with unresolved issues and trauma. Staying sober is your job. You can't blame anybody for that. And that's both the spouse and the addict. And then initiate accountability. It is your job in building trust and being safe for some others is that you initiate accountability. Now, I've got an assignment for you to do, and I want you to do this. This is around refocusing you to take your own inventory. This is a grown-up activity, by the way. It makes us mature. It makes us own. It also, if you remember what I said in one of the early videos, that when we own our story, we can write the rest of it ourselves. We're not a victim. Now, here's what I want you to do. In your journal, I want you to write down the times you recognize that you were an unsafe person in a relationship. And by the way, if you're with your partner or spouse, let's just go start there. Let's just start there. You might want to go into children and employees or employers or something like that later. Start with your spouse. Write down those times. Where have you been unsafe? Then make a list of resentments and unforgiven issues you have. Now, if you've got a list of those things, what are the things I want you to do as you look at these resentments you carry, the unforgiven issues? Now, we work with these on our intensive workshops all the time around trauma and this unforgiveness and resentments. When couples can unload that, their ability to come to short place is incredible. Now, I want you to take these to God and surrender. Forgive. Forgive. Now, it's a process. It's not going to be an event. It takes time. Now, continue daily time with God. Spend that 2 minutes. Keep getting your word from Him. Reminding yourself. Remember to practice your daily exercises. Your gratitude list. Continue to do your own gratitude list. Maybe you start, I'll talk about this a little bit later, but continue your gratitude list with your spouse. Begin to do that in life. Okay? Keep that up. keep doing your breathing exercises, and come back to our next session.